When morning came, everything changed. In a matter of hours, he became an uncontrollable fever. The name that was once just a whisper now echoed through the streets. Social media, radios, every corner where someone sought something new to idolize. Invitations started pouring in, events, interviews, exclusive parties. He barely had time to breathe under the avalanche of attention. Crowds shouted his name with an almost religious fervor. He was the face of the moment, the new phenomenon. Everyone wanted to meet, imitate, follow. The camera flashes were relentless, capturing every smile, every movement, every step toward the top. It seemed like a dream. The dream he always had. The dream he paid dearly to make real. But behind the smile, the world saw something silently broke inside him. An invisible, essential part began to fade. As he rose, something inside him sank a shadow no one noticed, but that grew with every success. It was as if, with every applause, a spark of his soul was consumed. With every like, a piece of who he really was disappeared. He was at the top, but no longer the same man who made that wish in the darkness of night. A part of him had already died, and that silent death was only the beginning. At first, there were small details, almost imperceptible. A smile that took longer to form. A gaze that briefly avoided the camera. A word spoken with hesitation. But soon those signs began to grow more visible to those who had eyes to see. The skin, once smooth and vibrant, started to show nearly invisible cracks, as if its surface was wearing away from within. Not ordinary wounds, but fissures that seemed to reflect what was happening inside him. And the voices, yes, voices, not the deafening screams of fans, nor the lively buzz of applause. They were dark murmurs, distant whispers that seemed to come from somewhere beyond the reach of reason. He felt those voices like an invisible weight, a constant shadow following his every step. He tried to ignore them, to pretend they didn't exist, but they echoed always in the silent nights, the moments waiting backstage, inside his mind. The cameras, however, did not lie in thousands of frozen frames. What he tried to hide appeared. Deep exhaustion, discomfort that words could not contain, a body no longer fully obedient. Forced smiles became his daily mask. But that mask was cracking, and anyone looking closely could see that behind it lay an abyss. The audience saw only the shine of fame, the visible success, but the lenses captured a dark secret. His body was beginning to reject the soul he had once surrendered in that dark, packed dot, and this was only the beginning of what was to come. When he finally saw himself in the mirror, the shock was deeper than any applause could cause. There he was, before that cold and merciless surface, a man who had everything: fame, recognition, glory. The world saw him as a shining star, and untouchable icon. But the mirror doesn't lie. His reflection was not what it should be. It was a disguised monster. An image corrupted by the curse he carried. The eyes, once vibrant, now seemed like dark, empty depths, as if the light that once animated them had drained away forever. His skin, the same skin that hid so many cracks, now appeared to rot before his very eyes, peeling off like old paint. Falling to dust, the reflection blinked, but he did not. And there, in the silence of that room, he saw the impossible. His reflection had a will of its own, an independent entity, a living shadow of the decay consuming him. He tried to look away, tried to close his eyes, but there was no escaping that unsettling truth. No filter, no camera could hide that horrid image. While the world saw a man at his peak, he saw the slow and inexorable decomposition of everything he once was. It was the price of the pact, the consequence of surrendering his essence. The mirror was a silent judge, revealing what the audience would never see. showing the true face of his curse. And in that moment, he understood that the fame he desired was a prison, a distorted reflection he could never escape.